Very well, on to quite a sensitive matter. Now, Branch International Limited Branch, a digital lending financial solutions provider through its local subsidiary Branch Kenya, has secured the necessary ministerial exemption and regulatory approvals, allowing it to conclude the acquisition of majority stake in Century Microfinance Bank Limited effective January 1st, 2022. With the acquisition, Branch Kenya will soon be making a landmark transition as the first digital lender to expand into microfinance banking market, allowing for deposit-taking financial services and enhanced lending for individuals and SME clients with the controlling stake acquisition approval. So who exactly is Branch, Brenda?
All right, so this is, of course, an interesting dynamic. Branch, of course, is headquartered in the United States of America. It did start operations in Kenya back in 2015, and also it has lent about $600 million since 2015. That's the arm that is responsible for the Kenyan unit. We also know that it does have a customer base of about 4 million. And at the same time, of course, like you saw there, it was founded back in 2015 by Matt Flannery and Daniel Jong. Of course, an interesting development. We are following the digital lending sector post the regulation that was put in place by the CBK back in 2021. We did, of course, see that signing by the president at the end of the year. We'll be keeping you up to date in relation to this. But first, Kenyans predominantly borrow money through their mobile phones. Now, in the first quarter of 2020, there are around 10.2 million mobile loan borrowers, up from 6 million in Q4 2019. While approximately 92% of the total accounts opened during that quarter were from mobile loans, KTN's Moige William asked a number of youths on why the platform is so popular.
Well, I thank you back in studio. And digital lending platform has been common, especially among the young people. And here in Embu County, I will engage one or two young people and get to hear from them how best can these services be bettered for them to access quick loans. Thank you for your time here at KTN News. Starting off with your name, how best or what is your take on digital lending platforms?
Oh, my name is Levi Motugi. I live here in Embu. My take on the digital lending services, I would want to say zingekuja kufanywa design zinakuja karibu na mwananchi, juu kuna wale watu hawana simu, hawana gadgets za kuaccess those apps, hawana wakofa na place hizo apps zimeplace offices zao, wanaweza tengenezwa ikuwe design mtu anaweza jipeleka yeye mwenyewe.
But sana hizi digital lending ziko apps. Tukistick zenyewe kuwa apps, wewe kama mwenye kwanza umetumia na unafikiria nini zinaweza ili kuboresha services kutoka kwa digital lenders?
Wanaweza leta features ka place. How about people meeting together who are members of that app, who use that app to borrow money? They be meeting together just like we see the Nawiri Sacco and other Saccos around. Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Sawa. Labda kaka, kwa haraka sana, acha tutumie lugha ya Kiswahili. Labda kwanza umetumia digital platforms, na kwa maoni yako vipi inaweza boreshwa, kwa maana kumekuwa na lalama, wanapiga simu sana, wana call even your family relatives. Maoni yako ni yapi? Na jina lako?
Kwa majina naitwa Simon Masisia. Haswa katika mambo ya digital lending unapata kuwa wanafaa wawe na uhamasisho zaidi ili vijana katika maeneo tofauti ya nchi waweze kupata nafasi hizi za kupata mikopo, angalau waweze kujisaidia. Vile vile wawe na policies ambazo zinawasaidia wao kama vikundi vya kupeana mikopo ili waweze kuangalia security yao, maana kuna wengine ambao wanachukua mkopo huo na wanakosa kulipa. Vile vile pia waangalie security yao na ile process ambao unaenda kujaza pale uweze kupata ule mkopo inakuwa ni process ambayo ni ngumu na inachosha. Kwa hivyo angalau ongeweza kusqueeze hiyo process iwe ni process ambayo itawezesha mtu kupata loan kwa haraka, na vile vile wawe na mipangilio ambayo itawezesha kupata hizo loans.
Labda wewe umekopa kutoka kwa maeneo haya, how's the experience na nini ingebadilika?
Na nishajaribu kukopa ila sikufanikiwa. Waliniambia sijafikiana na pengine zile inaitwaje ile requirements zao. ila nimejaribu sana wakati nilikuwa na shida sijafanikiwa, lakini ni jambo nzuri na zinasaidia sana hasa sisi vijana tukikumbwa na masuala ya hela. Naam.
Asante kwa muda wako.
Nashukuru.
Well, there you have it from a section of youths here in Embu County who they have tried or have used these digital lending platforms to acquire loans for their own use. Sorry for that. Mwege William, and I'll take you back to studio.
All right, thank you so much, Mwege, for that report. Very interesting feedback in relation to how digital lenders should be able to treat their customers. But Branchi, this has been a developing story, of course, since the president signed that CBK amendment bill way back in, late last year. And interesting dynamics, because now we are seeing Branch International venture fully into a digital sort of a mobile, digital, bank. So it's clearly changing tactics.
This is a first of many, I believe, and this is a pioneer move, particularly looking at a digital lender going into the microfinance industry and becoming somewhat a bank, I dare say. And this is why it's a big thing, because you look at the way the financial services consumption in the country is going, and people want more unsecured loans, people want more services that are accessible real quick so that they can be able to move products, make purchases, go into business, and of course make a buck or two here and there, and then be able to pay back. It's a big thing, Brenda. One thing I love about this move also is that the government has what is called the Government Credit Guarantee Scheme, which now will enable SMEs that are getting loans from digital lenders, in this case Branch, Tala, and so many others that dot the market. Government can be able now to sort of pay back what you are not able to pay in case your business doesn't give you the returns that you and essentially put, it's if you default, the government says, you know what, we got you, so lax.
Like
but that's a very interesting thing. I mean, literally, without having collateral or security, so government is your guarantor. But another very interesting thing that I've heard even the people who've responded to the digital lending reforms talk about is on data protection, which is a big thing. Today, we have seen some lenders use quite unscrupulous methods in trying to recover back what they lent to business owners, what they lent to individual borrowers and the like. If we see those streamlining of the reforms to encompass a bit more of order in terms of how credit is being recollected, then that would make the financial services industry a really good one with regard to digital lending reforms, Brenda.
Of course, and also the regulation, because now it's officially been regulated as a bank, as a microfinance lender. And this is what they wanted from the onset. Because you remember when before the proposal was introduced, they did want to be regulated as a microfinance institutions. But they were told, hey, look, your dynamics are quite different and you still can't operate within that bracket. And so they're coming in and they're saying, yeah, you know what? Okay, fine, let's just get into microfinance. Let's become a fully fledged bank, a financial institution, and let's see how it goes about it. So the question is, are they still going to operate more or less the same way they used to operate before in terms of financial access to people, or at the same time are they still going to operate within the bank structure? Are they going to also offer other financial services like mortgage and also key other platforms that are used by banks? Are they now going to compete with banks on a fully fledged scale? So those are just some of the interesting dynamics that we'll be looking into and seeing whether this is going to expound fully.
The first bit of that question you're raising on whether or not they're going to adopt the modus operandi of the banking sector is on the interest rates. It's as recent as yesterday, it was capped at 12% still, which is an indication of a government that is keen to regulate, financial services sector, both for the big boys, the investment banks, and of course the commercial lenders, and now the digital lenders who are now getting into the microfinance banking industry. So we are going to adopt a wait and see approach, because this is going to be they are a pioneer in this sector, and we hope that with the way they're going to fare on, they're going to be the benchmark for others to also come in. I mean, we wait and see. All
right, quite an interesting set of dynamics.
Definitely.
So let's see if other digital lenders will follow in the same pattern with Branch. So the Institute of Public Accounts of Kenya are concerned about the dip in the economy in the build-up to the upcoming